Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. Today is going to be a fun video. We are talking clean beauty makeup starter kit. I'm really excited because I feel like I curated a really good list of products here for you guys today, and they've been tested time and time again. They are really been proven to be amazing, and they're super versatile. So what I mean by that is, regardless of your skin tone, your age, your skin type, they will really perform well for you, and I'm really excited to jump in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk in order of how I apply the products, just so it's a little bit cohesive. Okay, let's talk skin first. Kosas Tinted Face Oil. I have talked about this before, so I'm not gonna ramble on about it because no one wants to hear me repeat myself a million times. Everything I've talked about before, there's a couple of products in here that I've talked about before. I will link them down below just so you can kind of watch a really in-depth review and all that about this. But this is the face oil that they make. It is incredible. It is an amazing tint. It works well in a lot of different climates. It works well, you know, in the winter, in the summer. It is a really good, well-rounded product. Now, I would look at that review to kind of see why I think this is great for all skin types and skin tones and all that. So I'm not rambling on, but this is super great, and you will really love it. If you want a tester, go try and see if you can get a little tester of a product. At Sephora, they might be able to do that for you, so you can kind of test it out and see how you like it and how it performs. But super, super good product. Huge fan. All right, another product I've talked about before, so again, I won't ramble on, the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. This is the product I talked about in my This to That, where I talked about Tarte Shape Tape and this being a dupe. This performs well if you're not wearing any makeup, if you're wearing makeup, and I mean that by skin makeup. You know, this sits beautifully on the skin and is really, really versatile. Highly recommend. Not super drying under the eyes. Overall, well-rounded product. All right, let's talk bronzer. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like in high school, high school, college, all that, until I kind of graduated, I never really worried about bronzer. Obviously, I am a darker skin complexion, so I never really used it, and it was one of those products that almost kind of scared me. I never wanted to look like a carrot or anything like that. I wanted it to look really seamless on the skin, and now I completely appreciate what bronzer does. Really, no matter what your complexion is, it warms up the face, it brings contours to your face. Obviously, no one's skin is one faceted and just kind of one color. There's different colors throughout kind of your face, darker on the edges, all that stuff. So bronzer is really amazing for adding dimension to your face. This is the Lawless Summer Skin Bronzer, and this is in the color Blazed. I actually own both colors. This is the deeper of the two. This is definitely more warm toned of a color, so if you are a warm tone person, this will look amazing on you. And if you are my complexion and deeper, this looks great. I actually prefer using the lighter one. I like something that's a little bit more subtle, but this, if I had to compare this to something, I would compare the way that it kind of sits on the skin to the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. It is beautiful, and that is an incredible product as well, but this is clean and it's great. So I would definitely check it out. Okay, next, let's talk highlighter. Now this is by the brand PYT, and this is just their highlighter, and this is in the deepest color that they make. Oh my God. I love highlighter. I feel like when Becca and Jaclyn Hill did that collab on Champagne Pop, the entire world lost their mind, and highlighter became the product everyone needed, everyone talked about. Before that, it kind of wasn't really necessarily something everyone was obsessed with. It really, that kind of pivoted the entire makeup industry into being obsessed with highlighter, and I love highlighter. I like to glow to the gods, but not everyone does. This is a really great product for all types of highlighter people, if you will. So if you are the type that wants a subtle highlight, this is really great. This isn't gonna overdo it. It's gonna sit beautifully on the skin. However, if you are the type of person that does like to glow to the gods, a little bit of setting spray and she'll do you good. You will be glowing. Now, if you're kind of the in-between person, I would say apply the highlighter to your skin and then apply setting spray and then just tap around the highlighter, and it'll be not quite as bright but not quite as subtle. This is beautiful. So this is again in the color Front Row. This is a very champagne-y color. If you're my complexion or deeper, this is beautiful on the skin. The other ones also have beautiful undertones. They're not too pink, they're not too anything. They're very, very pretty. And they make one, if you're very pale, they make one that is very, very, very light and will probably be perfect for your complexion. I know people who are, you know, lighter in complexion, really pale, don't always have a highlighter that shows up and doesn't look super gray or super dark on their skin. That one is so light, you will love it. I would definitely check it out. All right, that's kind of the face done. Now let's talk brows. I am a huge brow fan. I think brows are important to framing your face. They look beautiful, and amazing brow products are surprisingly hard to find, especially in undertone. I don't know if anyone else finds this, but I feel like everything tends to skew a little bit red, and I don't love that. Brunette, blonde, somehow they're red. There's no like dustier color. These two products come in beautiful undertones. So first I'm gonna talk about the pencil. This is the PYT brown pencil. It comes with a little spoolie on the end, and this is an incredible product. The pigmentation is perfect for what you need a brow pencil to be. It's not too, let me see if you can see that. Just a little bit on my hand. It's not too waxy, it's not too pigmented. You're not gonna look like you painted your brow on with a Sharpie. Although it doesn't have a super fine tip, it still feathers brow like hairs in. It looks beautiful. It lasts all day. You're not gonna feel like it's gonna run down your face and just smush and look terrible and like your brows have been exposed. It is an amazing all-around product, and I love it. Now, brow gel. I am a huge brow gel fan. Now, if I'm gonna go with any product, I'm gonna go with brow gel just because I do have thicker brows. So for me, I don't necessarily need to feather in hairs. However, I do love to still use a brow pencil, but if I do choose, I would go brow gel. And this brow gel is incredible. This is by W3ll People. This is the Brow Gel Expressionist. Again, the undertones of this are amazing. It has a teeny tiny little brush, kind of like the Glossier Boy Brow. I don't know if you can see that, so I'll probably insert something on the screen just so you can get a nice up close picture of what the brush looks like. This is an amazing product because if you have a lot of brow hairs, you can still use it and it looks amazing. If you don't have a lot of brow hairs, this builds up your brows and looks incredible. It's not crunchy, it's not too waxy, it sits really, really nice, and it holds your brows all day. Like if I run my finger over my brow, there's nothing that's gonna come off, and that to me is amazing. That's what you want in a brow gel. You want it to be just smudge proof all day, but not super aggressive, if that makes sense. And again, you're not gonna look like you Sharpied your brows on, and that's key. No one wants to look super aggressive, scary Instagram brow. Not that that's not still a look and, you know, time and place with that, but, you know, I'm a real person and I want to look like a real person. I don't want to necessarily look like an Instagram baddie. That is not my goal in life. Maybe it's yours, and if so, these might not be the products for you unless you, you know, really finesse them. All right, let's talk eyeshadow palette. I feel like it's really hard to find a good eyeshadow palette in general in life that you just can travel with, that you can do a bunch of looks with and feel really confident in that it's gonna perform exactly how you want. That's compact with a good mirror. I found it. This is the Ilia eyeshadow palette, and this is in the warm nudes color. Just see, make sure you get a good look at the colors here. This is incredible. Oh my God, the mirror is so dirty. Sorry, I am grimy. This is an amazing eyeshadow palette. Now it comes with 4 mattes and 2 shimmers. This is such a well-rounded palette. You can do a smoky look, you can do a really warm look, you can do something very much more subtle. It has the eyeshadow, the shimmery one here. Actually, both of these, depending on your complexion, can be used as a highlighter, which to me is amazing and kind of all-encompassing palette, especially for when you're traveling. The way that the mirror lies is incredible, so that when you're traveling or, you know, you're maybe doing your makeup on a plane or whatever you want to kind of touch up, it's not going to kind of keep flipping down, which really irritates the crap out of me when you're trying to apply something and the mirror just keeps flapping down. This is great, and it's a nice big mirror. You get a really nice look at your face in it. Let's talk about the eyeshadows really quick. The mattes are incredible. They perform well. If I could compare them to something that's a little bit, you know, at Sephora, a little bit more high end, I would compare these to kind of a Viseart and I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. If it's not, my bad. Or Natasha Denona. The way that the mattes sit are incredible. They do not need a primer. They last all day. They are freaking beautiful. Now, the shimmers are also beautiful. They don't necessarily need a primer, but I would use a primer with them if you can, especially if you're wearing them for a while. They just tend to not crease, but some of the product kind of in the crease area and whatever will fade over time. And it has a beautiful buttery feel to it. You can apply it with your finger, you can apply it with setting spray if you want to really intensify it, but it does not need setting spray. It looks beautiful without it. I do like to, if I'm not going to use a primer, just a little bit of the concealer that I'm using just underneath it so it has something to grip onto. It is really, really nice and performs beautifully. You honestly cannot go wrong with this palette. And the way that the eyeshadows sit on the skin is they sit beautifully. They sit on top of makeup really, really well. Huge fan. If you're kind of going, oh, well, I want the eyeshadow palette and a highlighter and I want the highlighter, I would just go eyeshadow palette because the shimmers in here are beautiful and perform really well as highlighters. So that's a nice tip there. All right, eyeliner. This eyeliner is really good. This is from Thrive Cosmetics. This is the Infinity Waterproof Eyeliner. I'm a huge fan of this. The pigmentation on this is beautiful. So I'm gonna just swatch a little on the, oh my god, it's so pigmented, very matte, which is nice. It is just freaking beautiful. It glides on the lid, so there's no tugging. If you have texture on your eye or anything, this will glide beautifully. Now, this isn't one I would recommend for in the waterline. This definitely, if you have watery eyes or, you know, it's a little humid or anything, it does tend to run. This is definitely just if you want something under your lash line to kind of smudge out with the smudger it comes with. It also comes with a little bit of a sharpener. That is what this is perfect for. It sits beautifully, but again, not a waterline eyeliner. Beautiful though. I mean, lasts all day. You honestly can't go wrong. All right, now let's talk mascara. I am a huge fan normally of just drugstore mascara, but again, they're not clean and I want something that I'm putting near my eye to be clean. This is incredible and it performs better than my favorite mascara. So my favorite mascara at the drugstore is the Lash Paradise. I feel like everyone's obsessed with that mascara. It's so freaking good. But this performs better, and as a clean product, this performs incredibly, because sometimes with clean mascaras, they run, they flake, you know, they don't last as well. They're a little bit more oil based, so you don't always get that beautiful lift to your lash. This is amazing. This is the Ilia After Midnight color, and the brush is more plastic, shorter bristles on one end, longer on another. The way I like to apply it is shorter first, then apply the longer bristles, and it is so freaking good. It doesn't flake, it doesn't run, it doesn't anything. This performs better than the Lash Paradise because it holds a curl really well. Not that the Lash Paradise doesn't, because it does hold a curl really well as well, but this just holds it a little bit better. It also, you know, if you're not setting your under eyes with powder, or you're not, you know, wearing any powder or concealer under your eyes, this isn't gonna run, whereas Lash Paradise sometimes tends to run a little bit. This is amazing and I highly, highly recommend. And it does come in a brown color if you are interested in something that isn't necessarily as dark as a true dark, dark black. All right, last but not least, we are plowing through these, guys. Last but not least, talked about this before, so it's gonna be brief. Kosas Wet Lip Oil. I mean, this is such a good, well-rounded product. Honestly, it has color, it hydrates, and it's a little bit of a gloss. You kind of get the best of all things. This is great for summer. This is great when your lips are super chapped and you just want to throw something on, when your lips kind of have that like zombie look to them, when there's, you know, either you're sick or you're tired or it's been a long day and the pigmentation kind of leaves your lips, which I don't know if other people have that, but I have that all the time. This is super great, well-rounded product, great color selection, not too pigmented. It sits well with all of this. If you threw all of these on your face and did a look, it would be a perfect match for everything here. So yeah, that's really it. This was actually really fun to curate and test and find the perfect kind of group of products that work well together and work well separately. I hope you guys like this. I would love to know down below, are you gonna purchase any of these? Which ones are you interested in? And if you've used any of them, what do you think? And yeah, that's really it. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.